I never begin the show. I've never began the show. The person who begins the show is Brian Brushwood, but Brian Brushwood is not allowed to do content for the next 2 weeks because I got a call from Bonnie Brushwood months ago saying, "Look, we're going on a road trip for a family vacation. It's going to be a family reunion. All Brian ever does is panic the entire time about how he's got to be here and there for content." And so I'm just asking everybody. It's a group chat. I'm asking everybody. No content for Brian. So Brian literally texted me this morning, or this afternoon rather, and he's like, "Hey, I got all my stuff. I'm ready to go." And I said, "Not today, Satan. Not today. You can go ahead. Enjoy your family because we got it covered." And by we, I mean my co-host for this episode, the one and only. Back in the day, there used to be four of us. Myself, Brian, Brett the Amtrak Aroundsville, and this man, Owen JJ Stone. And I'm here to say, Owen, we finally got rid of Whitey. Let's celebrate.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse. You know what I mean? It's just me, you, and in honor of the baby. I mean, I got my sippy cup with me. You know what I mean, making.
Oh, there we go. There we go. You've got.
I know
your
you
juice.
got these all over the house like gold, baby. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, she's into those. We were joking the other day that like we had somebody over on Saturday on July 4th, and she was going to a big event that was like it was a big like hot dog thing at a local bar, and she's like, I remember growing up, we used to eat hot dogs like 3-4 times a month, like it was constant. And now no kids eat hot dogs, or at least kids eat a lot less hot dogs. And I'm like, literally that afternoon, I got fresh pizza dough, and I was rolling it out for my not yet 2-year-old daughter to make a pesto meatball pizza for her. And I'm like, you want to know what? Things are different now. Things are different because I don't think that my mom or my dad, God bless both of them, were never rolling out homemade pizza dough for me at 2 years old. It was whatever extruded slop was at the grocery store, and that was it.
So this is one of the main staples I held on. This came in at the end of my child's childhoodish again, like when she was like 6 or 7. These came out, and this is one thing that I still hold on like crack cocaine. Like these things are awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just throw them in a bag. You need them lukewarm, cold, whatever. They're just
Doesn't
great
matter.
to have.
Yeah.
But what happens with parents, and you know how it is now, you're busy all the time. Even when you try to be all artisanal, certain kids get crazy. You give a kid a hot dog, all they want is hot dogs for 6 months. You give them a dino nugget, no other nugget compares to a dino nugget. My daughter ate ramen only for dinner for at least 6 months. I had to start cutting up chicken and beef and putting it in the ramen because if it didn't have ramen noodles, she wasn't eating it. And I'm like,
she wasn't doing
bro.
it. Yeah.
So I'm like, people out here looking like you're feeding your daughter 50 cents a day packet of. I'm like, hey, she won't eat anything else. You know what I mean?
Whatever. Yeah.
And now she's older. She loves like the fancy ramen with the eggs, and you know what I mean, like going to the place and get it done right. But some kids, man, they get stuck on stuff. So watch yourself with that fancy pesto. You might create a little bougie
I might
monster
find myself.
that only wants the good stuff. Pate every weekend, father. You know what I mean?
There's actually a joke that Ashley has whenever she wants to kind of get her off something. If she's like fixated, she'll like ask her questions, and I'll be like, "Do you want this?" Like, "No." "Do you want this?" "No." And then she'll always end with, "Do you want a Bugatti?" She didn't know what a Bugatti is. Yes. Yeah. She'll always say yes to the Bugatti. So now we're on the hook. I got to start making more money. Owen. It's been forever. The last time that we even interacted online, we were arguing about Sydney Sweeney.
Yes, which prompted me. I forgot to do it, but I'm going to do it tomorrow in the morning. I'm going to send it early. Megan Fox versus Sydney Sweeney, and I'm hoping that I don't get ratio because I'm taking prime Megan Fox over Sydney Sweeney any day of the week.
All right, what are we listing as prime Megan Fox?
Transformers Megan Fox. That's the picture I'm going to use. That's what I'm going to go with.
Transformers, Michael Bay,
yes.
Megan Fox.
Lifting up the hood of the car, sweat.
The hood of the car.
Abs.
Okay, yeah. So that's like that to like what? Like Jennifer's Body. Yeah, that was like.
She had a good run. She had a good
She had a run.
Like,
yeah.
You know, and then now
she was kind of the unquestioned it girl at the time.
Yes.
Now I would say, and
all
not
the
to get
posters
into
on the wall were of her.
Yeah. Not to get into a Jordan versus LeBron debate here, but like Sydney Sweeney already has a longer run than what Megan Fox had.
Yeah.
She's got more stats.
She had the benefit of TV first. I remember.
It's not TV, Owen. It's HBO.
It's HBO. But she was on something before she was on Euphoria. She was on some like low budget thing because I'm like, I watched Euphoria and there was this stuff of her already like naked out. And I'm like, what is this from? And it was from some like, it was from some weird show. I don't know. We'd have to look it up. But there's some
other than Euphoria, where she's naked constantly.
Yeah, she's like with a dude. Either that or came out right after the first season of Euphoria. But it was right around her launch where she was just naked all the time. And it was like, okay, she is out there. I can't remember how long it took to see Megan naked. So that there's also that too. There's
it's
also
a minute. Yeah.
The staying power of starting off just, man, I made a video. I wonder if it's still active. I made a video that somebody, I copied a video that somebody made of Megan Fox and it got taken off of YouTube and I saved it before it got taken down. I put it up and it got like 1 million views or something. And it wasn't even my video. Yeah. And then I finally started getting warnings about it like 3 or 4 years later. I'm like, oh, I forgot all about this video. I just threw it up there so I could go look at Megan Fox randomly when I wanted to find it. So
yeah.
But yeah, she's definitely got a better catalog than Megan Fox does.
She's been on top longer, and I would argue that she's probably a bigger star. Although I would say that is more because of the media landscape. Like Sydney Sweeney's gigantic because she's gigantic on social media.
Yes,
and like if Megan Fox had that run during like prime Instagram or a mature Instagram, then Megan Fox would have been just as big, in my opinion.
That I was about to jump on. That's why I said I had her. I posted her up on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't. You know what I mean? I wasn't throwing her up on the gram or anything because none of that stuff existed yet. So she definitely benefited.
If Megan Fox in the Transformers era was posting thirst traps on Instagram, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and not for nothing. Like she's older now too. But I forget what she was in, some kind of like robot movie or something. And
yeah, she plays. Have you noticed this? This is a thing that happens on like on Instagram and TikTok, all the waterfall videos. But like, people are just cutting up clips of movies because that's cheap, watchable content, right? That people can just illegally upload to their channels. But there's also like narration under it. Have you noticed this?
You know why, right?
No, why?
It's to prevent the algorithm from taking it down for copywriting.
Oh, so it's to
yes. So if you're watching it on, it happens to me accidentally all the time on Paramount Plus. There's something where I either double tap play or double tap pause, and it will read out what's going on in the show as if you were blind. So it'll say Justin Robert Young is sitting in front of his microphone. On the podcast to OhDoctah. And you hear that, but it's super low in overtone, so you can still hear the actual show talking, but it's explaining what's going on in the background. I don't know. I guess your senses are a little bit different if you can't see it, but that's what they're doing, and it's just to throw that off. Because I throw up sports stuff all the time, and sometimes I'll remember to put static underneath the audio, and it won't take it down. I won't get flagged. If I throw it up clean, they're on it immediately, and they flag it. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to skate the flags.
Yeah. Let's get back to Sydney Sweeney and Supergirl, because that's what we were fighting over.
Yes.
Like there was a meme that was going around because Supergirl bombed, and it's probably because it was a bad movie. I didn't see it. You did. Was it a bad movie?
It wasn't bad. It was barely good. It was, and I love Superman. I love DC. I watch anything Superman related. My last name's Stone. I got the tattoo. Like I'm addicted. I got all the Supergirl comic books, even the one this movie was made after. And they messed up the story when they took it from it. Millie is a great Supergirl. I didn't mind her acting. I don't mind her portrayal. I don't mind her look. Guys that say she's ugly have never touched a woman in their lives. Like, I mean, the same thing we're sitting here arguing about Megan Fox or Sydney Sweeney. I think I'd kill to have either one of them, really. I mean, I just...
Well, I mean, let's be honest. So... barely good. Here was my problem with like when I saw the trailer for it, because I like the idea of her character in whatever Man of Tomorrow, the James Gunn Superman. I forget whatever James Gunn Superman was called. Like it's fine. The idea that she's she's a wild child. She has this complicated PTSD relationship because she actually watched Krypton get destroyed. Blah blah blah. And then the trailer came out, and it's like, oh, it's Guardians feel like I've seen a lot of Guardians movies, man. And I liked Guardians, but boy, do I not need any more Guardians.
So that's the biggest problem. Now, the first statement, you're accurate 100%. The problem is Gunn didn't even direct this movie. So the person that directed it still just took Guardians of the Galaxy porn and put it in the movie. So you watch Superman, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when Lois is in the middle and Mr. Terrific is doing all the battle around her, she's standing in the middle like, oh my God, he's Supergirl. Unpowered girl standing in the middle of bad guys circling around her while Supergirl goes and bow, zip, zap, zap, zip, and slow-mo to music playing. And
you know that happens in every James Gunn movie.
It happens in every James Gunn movie. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, cut.
Because that was like Yondu. Yondu had it with the arrow, and like every time they walk in, they have a bunch of NPCs. Somebody hits an AOE attack, but it's to Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And, you know, it's like Walk Like an Egyptian plays, and 50 people die. Yes. And you're like, man, isn't this cool?
And that's when I hated the movie, because I love Superman. Like I said, first of all, why is she in space with the iPod player with foam headphones with the orange foam on them, listening to rock and roll music from the 80s?
Oh, she's listening. Oh, they do another like Superman, volume 2 kind of thing
on her spaceship. She puts on the foam Sony headphones, but she's got a newer iPod. She's got a tape deck. She's got an iPod.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? And even in that fight scene, if the girl would have been sitting in the middle and you would have went slow-mo around it, I forget what song it is, but again, it's another, like you just said, song like that.
Yeah.
Superman has his own music. If you would have put thematical superhero Superman, not that one, but whatever one you want to choose, riff off of it as he's lifting the planet or saving the world, then it brings an emotion because I'm tied to Superman. Throwing in some Benny and the Jets while she's swiping dudes in the dust and dirt doesn't mean anything to me. So that was when I said, man, this is just the same thing over and over and over again. And so nobody's going to come out and say anything. Now, women are out here caping really hard because women feel like, you know, there's a lot of men on the, and there are a lot of men on the internet like, oh, she's ugly, I'm never going to see it. Like that kind of
thing.
But at the same time, it's not a good movie. And you could cape all you want to, lady, and say how great it is. It's not great. Because if it was, people would come out and say it. Wonder Woman 1 was amazing. Everybody was talking about it. Wonder Woman 2 was trash.
Sucked.
And I found out really bad that one of my friends that worked on it because I was doing reviews back then. I bashed Wonder Woman 2 after loving Wonder Woman 1, and I got a hysterical voicemail crying about destroying her work. And I'm like, I didn't know you were.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm so sorry. But it was trash. Like that was trash. So
I mean, any movie is a group project, so you can only take so much of it to heart.
It's a Gunn movie. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's gonna be out, right? He's got to be out. Like
the cartoon stuff he's doing is really good. The oh God, now I can't think of it. Creatures, whatever. He's doing good stuff in the animation series, and he does stuff with the John Cena, the Peacemaker.
But season 2 of that everybody hates.
I know. It wasn't as good as the first season.
And so it's like, and the part of, you know, the problem with doing a season 2 of Peacemaker is unless you're going to really kind of take a different track on stuff, then you have a lot of kind of unlikable characters. And that's a problem that Gunn has had, where it's like you just make people who are too digressive, and like it's like, oh, okay, well, like we like Rocket Raccoon because he's like a bad person. And so every little glimmer of humanity, and that kind of underpins the reason why Volume 3 has an emotional arc, is that you kind of see why is Rocket Raccoon a bad person, because he has the most horrifying kind of origin story. But you got to really nail it. And when you don't, you just have bad people running around. And that's the problem with Peacemakers. You kind of got a lot of bad people running around, and it's hard to get invested in bad people. Like you have to have some kind of arc to like where they're going to go. And so either they're not going to be interesting because they're bad, and you're going to make them good, or they're just bad and you're like, okay, well, I can't emotionally connect to them. Like there's a reason why, you have good guys and bad guys.
and he's the Clayface movie he's making into a horror movie.
Well, that was even a thing where apparently it was just a script he really liked, and so he greenlit it, but he didn't really work on that. But that is just a Clayface horror movie script.
Yeah, but he didn't work on this one either, and it's still Guardians of the Galaxy. That was my thing. I got Supergirl, and it was still like, what do you mean he didn't direct this? Everything. There's a part where, again, she gets in a bus terminal, basically. She's waiting for a bus to come because she lost her spaceship. And as she's going through the bus shop, she gets a drink. She goes and gets this thing that looks like a popcorn machine. She opens it up. There's an alien pooping in a bucket. She gets a bag. She gets a shoveler. She shoves the poop popcorn in the bag. Fills the bag to the brim. Like this is one of her favorite things she's ever eaten in her life.
Yeah.
Walks around talking, pops two in her mouth. It was like, this tastes like shit. And then passes it to the kid. And the kid's like, why would you fill up your bag with alien poop like it was the best thing on earth that you've never had before, and then yelled at it, because you want me to giggle like it's... Nobody in the theater laughed. Everybody was kind of grossed out. And it's like, why is this in the movie? Like, what are we doing? She's Supergirl.
Not to mention, it's Dan Harmon always used to refer to it as a Monopoly man, like in Ace Ventura 2, where it's like, You've dressed up a guy to look like the Monopoly man, and then at a certain point you're just like, you look like the Monopoly man. It's like there's nothing clever about it. Like in the script it says a guy who looks like the Monopoly man is behind him, and then the character points and says the very obvious thing. And so it's like there's no real choice made or lesson learned. It's just like I got a bag of shit and I ate the bag of shit and I said, ew, this tastes like shit.
Yeah. So there's so many things that are wrong with it, and it's like, oh God. But anyway, would Sydney Sweeney have saved that movie? No. Would more people probably want to go see it opening weekend? Yes, but nobody went and saw it again because that suit's also restrictive. It doesn't show the body properly. Supergirl outfit never does that. If she would have been a character, I think she should be like Power Girl or something, where her thing is like a light lace and a little
Well, I mean, yeah, you wanna bring the boys to the yard, so to speak. My thing with Supergirl that was crazy is like if you're just thinking about that in a vacuum and you're like, okay, what's a Supergirl movie? Why not use that as an excuse to kind of test drive? Superman's got a great villains gallery. Like, bring us an A+, Superman villain in a Supergirl movie. Like, bring us like maybe one of the weird, like Mr. Mxyzptlk or Brainiac or something like that. Like, just do something where it's like that'll get the nerds happy. Because that was the other thing is it was like, oh, Lobo's going to be in it for 5 minutes, and it's like, awesome. Why isn't it a Lobo Supergirl movie? Yes. That seems like a better idea than a Supergirl beats up on generic face weird man.
So he tried to do what you're saying he wanted to do. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is one of the acclaimed Supergirl comic books. It's like a novelette. It's bigger than a regular comic, and it is about her going off planet to a red sun just to live life and party. Like, she goes out, she gets into bar fights, she gets drunk, she meets dudes, like all that kind of stuff. And the villain in that movie is a real villain. He's more villainous because she doesn't have powers and the way he acts. And the girl that comes and she had to, you have to help the child. That child isn't as helpless in the comic as she is in the movie. So he took the thing that people loved and he watered it down and dumbed it down. He like made this dude look like Pinface. Like, the dude was a good looking dude. He almost looked like Supergirl's either counterpart, brother, boyfriend type thing. Like, when you see two gingers together, you're like, damn, they look good. Like, ooh, they about to make some good ginger babies. That's how it is in the comic book. Like, he was a handsome dude. So you take it and you're ruining the thing that I'm going to keep it real to the arts. I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to keep it to what the fans want. And then you just crap all over it and change things. And it's like, well, you might as well just do what you just said. Give me a prime enemy let Lex get out. Let me see Lex do something or whatever you want to do to tie it to the universe. But it just messed it up. And for me, it makes me sad because, like I said, I love Superman. That's my go-to. That's where I start at. That's my base.
Because that's the one thing that Marvel's good at is like, if you've got a lesser hero, tag him with like a good villain. Like at the very least, especially in a movie, you only got to entertain people for an hour and a half. Yeah. Overcast the villain. The actor's only going to get a fat paycheck, and they're not going to have to show up for a sequel unless it's amazing, and then they're going to want to because it's going to be a gigantic payday, and just go from there. This is not rocket science, but I don't know. I think Gunn's out. I think he's going to be done. I can already see the Variety interview where he's like, the first time I had to show up for a meeting about popcorn buckets, I knew that my days were numbered. Like, I really just want to make movies.
Well, he also did the thing that, so Superman was thinly veiled as Israel's committing genocide, and we all know it. And no one.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
What are we doing? So Supergirl was like, these white men want to kidnap and rape little girls.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, your politics, and again, it wasn't even his movie. He didn't direct it.
Yeah.
But it's still heavy-handed in the thing of like, again, I'm against genocide. I'm against rape. But like, you really put it front and center for the people that are probably half your audience, to be fair.
Yeah.
Half of the dudes, like, as much as they put on, what is it called? Ku Klux Klan hats. They still love a good old Superman. They know what I mean? They don't see themselves as the fascists. They see themselves as the great white hope and American hero. So when you go and make them feel bad about themselves, they're like, wait a second, I married a 14-year-old girl when I was 37. There's nothing the law said I could do it. How is Supergirl doing this to me? I'm a patriot. So I mean, you're just
to be fair, if we're talking about international grosses too, then that's an issue in a lot more countries than just America.
It really is.
That specific charge. I mean, also it's just like, I don't know. To me, and this kind of even gets to The Boys. Like when you got to the final season of that, and it's like, if you're spending so much time trying to map things to real world events, then you're hamstringing yourself from being what brought you to the dance, which is a superhero story. And what people want to see in a superhero story, beyond kind of archetypical good guy, bad guy, will they achieve this kind of thing, is powers. Like, if you really break down great superhero stories versus like crappy ones, you can almost always, every 10 pages, who uses their powers and how cool it is by what they do with it. Do they shoot a thing through a thing? X-Men is defined by this because you get power team-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the time. Like, everybody's
the Avengers has been phenomenal with it. Marvel's always been great with it. At some point, the hero will use their powers in a super cool way that's really inventive and fun, and you're like, damn, remember when he did blah, 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 blah? Like,
and they give everybody powers, too. So, like,
yes.
In Marvel, if you don't have powers, I give you a Tony Stark suit. Gotcha, buddy. You know
there we go. Or we'll juice you up with HGH, like Captain America.
Captain America serum. Like, they're always giving everyone power. So even if, like you just said, there's always powers afoot. Have you read the comic books for the Boys?
No, I've never read the comics. No, I know that they get powers like immediately. Like the story starts with them having powers.
I'll find you a YouTube because it's probably easier and quicker for you to do that. The comics are so wildly aggressive, sexually, deviantly, debauchery that I was like, there's no way they're going to be able to do this on television. Like, even the stuff that people are like, oh my God, the guy's got a penis and he's whipping you with it. Nah, bro, that's PG. That's PG.
Compared to, yeah.
That's PG compared to what goes on in the comic. So when they started making Homelander Trump ain't Lander, it's because they couldn't do the things that he was doing in the thing to make him the bad guy. So again, what's cheaper, because it is an Amazon show, and Amazon, once they get a hit, they start cheaping out where they can.
Yeah.
It was cheaper to make him like that than to do even half of what the comic was doing, because that would have taken
What was
more.
The comic doing?
So the comic, not to spoil it for anybody, if
the comic's been out for fucking 30 years, dude.
You're right, BB. Noir was a clone of Homelander.
Of Homelander. That's how they kill Homelander in the comic. I do know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So during that, like, Homelander's actually not a bad guy. Noir goes out as Homelander and is doing a lot of the debauchery and bullshit.
Oh.
And then Homelander's got psychosis thinking, damn, did I rape that girl? Did I kill those kids? Did I? Like, I'm a monster. And so there's that dynamic of like, did I do this? I'm doing that. What is wrong with me? And then, you know, them taking over and switching places and stuff like that. So there's like that going on where you need like two Homelanders. You have to do that twin thing.
Well, and that's one of the key elements that I think kind of like began to topple the mythology of the television show is that our inciting incident that brings all of our characters together for this entire series is Homelander rapes Butcher's wife and gets her pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And that's a great start to a series when, you know, Superman is the unquestioned good guy. He seems like this, you know, Mormon Boy Scout, and yet he did this horrible thing. So it reveals this kind of hidden dark truth about him. Butcher now goes from like kind of a normal guy to an absolute psychopath. We have our character that the audience surrogate is in Huey. But then the rest of the series, Homelander is like essentially sexless. Like he is only like coaxed into any kind of erotic situation through like the most like bank shot, weird, kinky kind of things. But certainly he never shows again for the rest of the show, which it's revealed that he did do it, that he did rape her and he did get her pregnant. It's never touched back on that he has any proclivities like that again or why he did it in the first place.
So, this is the thing that I told myself when I got annoyed about that. I said to myself, okay, fine. He was in love with her. That's why he doesn't see it as rape. Because whenever he talks about it, and that's what rapists do. Some rapists, you know, try to envision it. I loved her. It was consensual. She wanted to be with me. I just, you know, we were playing a game, cat and mouse. You know, no, yes, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
When she was gone, he was like, well, that was the love of my life. That's the mother of my child. And now I'm a god. And as a god, I don't really need to fuck with none of you bitches. I've never had a mother, so that's why I got into the milk thing, which is a thing that bothered me the most, too, because that whole milk situation, mother's milk in the comic book had superpowers. Same thing what you're saying.
Yeah.
His superpower was he had to go back to his mom and suck on the titty and get juiced up. And when he would go too far without the titty, he'd have to go back and get more mother's milk to get juiced up again.
Gotcha.
That's why they called him.
So that was
milk.
Like his yellow son.
Yes.
That was,
Yeah. So then when they had him drinking the milk, I'm like, that's the wrong person drinking the milk. So there's all kinds of caveats where they just start mixing and matching situations. Like you said, just grabbing at straws because they realized we can't afford, it had to be budgetary. They're like, we can't afford to do X, Y, and Z. How can we mix enough of the comics in here to keep people happy, but make a cohesive story? And then they just got lazy towards the end because towards the end, like, if you would have started with the God stuff earlier, I'd have understood, like, hey, I'm above everybody, whatever. The last season where you just speed running, I think I'm Jesus. Okay.
Well, yeah, that one, I don't know. I was really out. I kind of think all the characters had sort of been fucked out at that point, and like, you know, Huey's the story, right? You're following Huey reacting to all of this. He's the character that we care about. And by the time that we get to the end, it's like, okay, you've already made him a joke. He's been raped. Like, you know, it's just, you know, you clearly don't care about him, and you're signaling to us that we shouldn't care about him. And then it's like, I was thinking today, I don't know why the last season kept sticking with me, but I'm like, they should have killed more characters earlier. If you're going to deviate from the comic, then you got to deviate from the comic. But I mean, hell, you want to save budget? Kill some original cast members. Like, and I was thinking, like Starlight, kill Starlight. Kill Starlight at a certain point and like make that a big, for Huey, make his final decision be, will he be Butcher or will he not? Butcher was radicalized by a crazy event and then spent the rest of his life in a dark place trying to kill people. He's now in the worst place again. Oh, God. Does he follow, which path does he follow? And then he can follow the right path, and that can be your ending.
And the worst part is, like what you just said about Huey, in the comics he was done even dirtier. Like it's even worse how they treated him. It was just like I literally was reading the thing and I'm like, man, because I read it when they first announced they were coming out with the show.
Yeah,
my friend has all the comics. I was like, oh, let me get them and read them. I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, this dude's got to kill himself, right? Like I can't keep going on with this. Like all this stuff, the stuff that they were doing to him. I'm like, there's no, and he's the only like human that's not trained in anything. I'm like, are they keeping him alive? Like just to do this stuff to him? It was so crazy. So you're right. Like they should have just changed a lot of things at that point because that's what they end up doing sometimes, just so that the audience can be shocked and intrigued. You know, when you're doing one for one with a story, it's like, oh, I already know that story is. Maybe I don't want to go see it. I know, you know, how it's going to end. Superman killed Zod. Oh, why did he kill Zod? Because he never kills Zod. And everybody's like, he should have just killed him. So guess what? We killed him this time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Exactly. Until a new writer comes on and they're like, we found Zod in the basement. Have you ever read the comic 100 Bullets?
No.
100 Bullets, it's been flirted with to be a TV show. I think it is like the most slam dunk television show that you could do. The premise of 100 Bullets is that they're all kind of told as vignettes. The only consistent character, at least in the early going, is this like old dude who has a briefcase, and he finds somebody and he sits down with them and he explains that a horrible thing that happened in their life, here's who's responsible, and gives them absolute concrete photo evidence proof that like whatever, you know, your wife got killed by a drunk driver, like here's the person that did it, you know, it was a hit and run. It gives them all the evidence and then slides the briefcase over. He says, here's a gun, it's untraceable, there's 100 bullets in there. Anything that you do will never be traced back to you. We have people everywhere. Whatever you want to do, if you want to take action, you can take action. If you don't want to take action, you cannot take action. That's it for me. See you later. And then he just leaves the person with the briefcase and the gun and the bullets. And then the story is how they react to it and blah, 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 blah. The further you go in the comic, there's a mythology and there's like who this guy is and why they are being, you know, why these things are. Maybe all these people that are being targeted are not as random as it might initially seem. But it's like for especially a show like now, like where it's 9 episodes, you could do like Andor style, just do 3 episodes for each thing, slowly build your mythology, and you could do like fucking 6 seasons of that.
First shot, last call. 100 Bullets. I'm gonna buy it and I'll read it.
No, yeah, well, 100 Bullets is awesome. You're like a celebrity now in Philly sports talk.
Oh yeah, out here on the streets.
How does that happen? Since we last talked to you, like now there's like, I see your mentions and you're like a you're like a character in the wild world of Philadelphia sports talk.
So it's got to be really weird for like all the OG people that follow me, because my stuff flipped from like tech and like movie reviews and show reviews and stuff like that to all sports all the time.
Yeah,
so I do feel bad every once in a while. Like when I go check in on people that have been following me for a decade, I'm like, hey, and they're like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm sorry. They're like,
now it's just 9 posts about what a whore Diana Rossini is, and they're like, who's Diana Rossini?
Yeah. That's pretty much what's going on. So I forget what it was that well, first of all, me and you talked about it because you edited a video for me a while ago when I wasn't ready to do sports stuff, but I was still doing it.
You were at the beginning, and I was at the beginning of podcast production, and I was like let's make an Owen sports podcast.
Yeah, and I'm still not even consistent enough to even have somebody else do something for me, because I was just telling you I check out all the time because I get burnt out. Like the tech stuff just bores me at some point. When I was on Twitter this weekend, and it reminded me how much of bubble that the tech people are in.
Yeah.
AI is good. The water usage isn't that bad, and they're not going to use all your electricity, and everything's okay. It reminds me like the first conference I went to, and everybody's like, I can't believe anybody would buy a Samsung. Nobody buys a Samsung. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so you have an iPhone 2? I go to soccer games every weekend for my kid. I'm the only one with an iPhone. They come to me like I've got like some kind of like bizarre alien in my hand, and they want to see it because nobody can afford them. And every soccer mom has Samsungs. All their kids have Samsungs because they're affordable. Like you live here thinking everybody's got an iPhone and nobody's, and now we're fast forward 10, 20 years. Yes, everybody's got an iPhone, but there's still a niche for Samsung. But when it came to the sports thing, I was always calling my local sports radio, and I was Owen from Glassboro because I was calling when I was in college. And all my local friends like, you're from Clayton. You're not from Glassboro. I'm like, well, bro, I was in school when I started calling, and they don't change your name. Yeah. And then one day we got the gritty mascot for the Flyers, and he was everywhere. He was on Conan.
Yeah, gigantic.
Like, it just blew up like, man, this is bigger than the actual Flyers right now. This guy's the googly eyes, the craziness.
Because it was a hideous mascot, and so it was like
children. Kids were scared of him at first. Like he'd show up at events and kids were crying. Like it was a whole to do. And I still have the call recorded. I called in the local radio station, and I forget how it came about, but I just said, they call me Black Gritty in the streets. And we all started laughing so hard. And I went online. I was like, blackgritty.com. And I bought it. Yeah. And then the next day I called in, and they started actually calling me blackgritty.com. So I started sending people to my thing. And then when I called in, it's a memorable name. People like it. I started calling national radio stations and all the other stuff. So I got a pretty good following on now. So now I'm stuck in that drive of sports talk. And yelling into the microphone.
And I know that you are not a shrinking violet, being your friend for as long as I have been, but even then, I can't think of a hell that I would wish on anybody I know like Philly sports talk. Like, not even just sports talk, but for people who are unaware, and we're talking to a lot of people that aren't sports fans, there are notorious markets for not only people that are obsessed about sports, will do nothing but argue about sports, and also there's no good that can be talked about, and the two famous markets for that are Philly and Boston. Philly and Boston are, and so Philly is less racist than Boston. That's really the only thing that's different about them.
Step down. It is. I just talked about that the other day. I'm like, because we got a player from Boston, we sent one of our players to Boston, and it's a fine line of run, Blackie, run to I can't believe that brother lost me my parlay. He should burn in hell. We're gonna put a cross on his front yard. I'm like, whoa, you're wearing his jersey.
That is a great line.
Picture. Like,
that is a great line in the sand. In in Boston, it's the N-word, and in Philadelphia, it's like my brother, you let me down.
Dude, it cracks me up because every once in a while, I was like, you do know that I'm black, right? So some things I post are like, oh, I didn't know you're one of those gritty. I was like, you didn't know. It says black gritty. Like, it doesn't say white gritty, brown gritty, beige gritty. I mean, black is in the title. So
look at the adjective.
Yeah. Oh, you're one of those uppity ones. And I'm like, all right, well, thanks for helping me filter out. And my thing is, I don't block.
I mean, clearly that's my brand.
Yeah. So I don't block those guys. I just mute them. And I tell them, like, look, keep helping my views. I'm not going to mute you, but you could talk to a wall. I'm not going to block you, because blocking you keeps you from looking at my content. I want you looking at it and saying, "Rawr, the darky." So just keep helping my views out.
So it is. I mean, like, I guess, like, why? Why would you do this to yourself? Like, you're a man of many talents and intelligence. I don't know why you would subject yourself to one of the most radioactive forms of media ever.
So you, as a producer, understand something. So, like, when you create something with Brian, you outline it out, you sketch it, you frame it, you have like a series, right? You're doing it in a professional manner. So you come out and you say, look, this is going to be a 10-part series. This is what 1, 2, 3 is going to be, and then after 1, 2, 3, you go 4, 5, 6, and you do that. My superpower is I read something, I have a photographic memory, I regurgitate it and say it one time into the mic. I can freestyle rap all day long. I can make songs. Like, I've got a ton of rap songs where I can just go and do it. You ask me what I said, I have no idea. I'd have to listen to my own song 20 times and catch the tune like you would any music song to like know it, because I can't write lyrics and do something. So that's the problem with like that kind of stuff. So for me, sports is always changing. It's always consistent. You know, the stats come out, the plays you watch, the games come out, you watch the plays, and I could just rant and yell about anything. And then the way my brain works, I can pull out stats from 87 to back myself up. And so that's easy to me because I don't have to do any prep work.
Yeah.
It's just like
this is all right. So this is great. El Condor Pasta in the chat is reminding me of my new favorite thing, which is on X, the Everything app. They added automatic transcription, right? So, or translation. So now you can see tweets from around the world. And during the World Cup, oh my God, have I realized that the United States of America is the least racist country on the planet? Like, we're on the free tier for racism. Like, if you compare it to the shit that people are saying to each other in Brazil and Japan and throughout Central and South America, like, the amount of times that I have seen just drive by casually the phrase monkey used is like, even our racists know to keep that one. Like, they use a little English on it. Like they won't just like Japan was just writing, and just the most horrifying shit to the Brazilians.
So the thing that cracks me up, well, it shouldn't crack me up, but it does. Like, you know, I Show Speed, like one of the biggest streamers, whatever.
Yeah. And he's doing a big thing with the World Cup now. He's like going to a game every single day. Yeah.
He's in America. A woman from Argentina is yelling at him, "Go back to your country or go home." Yeah. Because they hate Africans there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You go home. I'm home."
I'm home, dude. I'm home right now.
I'm not from Nigeria. I'm not from the Congo. Like, I'm home. And he's just sitting there, and it's so surreal just to sit here and watch him, like, and this woman is foaming at the mouth, like screaming, "Go home," and all the other stuff she's saying in Argentinian. I don't know. But I'm like, wow. And when you travel, you know, I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been to Japan. Japan's really cool. There's enough people that are infatuated with you being black that you feel safe. But there's also they're looking at me a little bit too long, and I'm glad that I'm way bigger than them. Because if I was slight of frame, I would feel a different kind of way about it. So
no, they'll grunt a certain way, and that's the N-word. That's the Japanese, like, "Ugh." It's like, oh, that's even worse. Like, that's a hard, "Ugh."
And when I was in China, when I was in the cities, no problem. Everybody in the city, you know, progressive. People in cities are progressive. When I would go throughout the small towns and the villages, you hit the wrong village, they've never seen a black person sometimes.
No. You might as well be the Loch Ness Monster to them.
Exactly. And again, I attribute a lot of that to me being big. Like, I can't imagine how many times people say, "Oh, you like Shaka? You're bigger than a Shaq." Like, no. Shaq is 2 feet taller than me. I'd be a Shaq snack, sir. Like, I'm not Shaq, you know. So, the translation machine is crazy because.
Do you know that you can go to places in China, not the big cities per se, but some of the smaller towns, and you can just get paid to be an American to sit with a group at a bar? You can just be that guy who just, like, you're not going to understand shit, but it is a status symbol to have an American with you.
So my friend is over there teaching English and does that on the weekends. And I'm like, what? He's like, oh, yeah, go to the club, you go to dinner, and, you know, sometimes somebody will talk to you. Sometimes you sit there the whole night, nobody talks to you. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they pay you like $200-$300, and they pay for your food and your drinks. I'm like, so let's have a black friend. Let's have an American friend. Like, you know, that's weird to me. I was like, don't get kidnapped, bro. Like, don't. He's like, I did like 4 or 5 times so far. It's like, it's good money. It's really weird.
I mean, to be honest, look at the height on those guys. You can take them all out like Supergirl in that movie. You could be playing the Bengals and knock out all of them. You don't even need superpowers.
So I stayed. I want to say it's Shanghai University, but the main school in Shanghai. I stayed on campus, and they treated me like I was a all-star celebrity. When we went out to dinners, I didn't pay for food. Chefs would come out to the table and shake my hand. I went to the college sports center, and they're all just, 40-foot ceilings. They're climbing the ropes. They're climbing on the ceiling. But the weights are there, and nobody lifts weights because they're all just Bruce Lee tight. So they're all doing all the other swing pull stuff. They're doing free weight stuff. So I was like, oh, let me go get on the bench. So I get on the bench, and I start light with 150. And then there's 5 people. Then I end with I end up 300 pounds. And there's a pitcher and their coach, who's an old, tiny Asian dude, hunched over back, one of those yelling instructions guys. And the picture I have is him just scratching his head. And you see people outside of the window of the gymnasium looking in at me while I'm lifting the weights, because nobody ever lifts weights. I'm like, what are you even here for?
Yeah.
If you guys are impressed by 300 pounds, it's such a bizarre experience when you travel the world. What people got going on. But yeah, the translation machine, I would not want to turn that on.
We have now. We have on X, and the World Cup. We have realized the World Cup. The one that will sit in my head forever is this was the Japan-Brazil match, because the Japanese were calling the Brazilians monkeys. And there was a Portuguese tweet that was like, they call us monkeys, and yet they're the ones that like hanging from trees. And it was just a picture of the suicide forest in Japan. It's just like, that's good. We are at I fold my cards. Like, Americans, we think that we're mean, we think that we're cruel. I'm sorry. You guys have less of a filter than we could even imagine. We're too civilized.
My favorite racists are the self-hating Moroccans, because Moroccans act like they're not a part of Africa. They're not Africans
because they're French. We are
Moroccans. But yeah, you're French, but you look black. You got to no black. We know black. I'm Moroccan. I'm like, okay, but you're in Africa. It's the same thing with Egyptians. There's a certain subsect of Egypt. They're like, oh, black people didn't make the temples. I'm like, just because Arab people came in here last and colonized, and half of you guys are Muslims and speak Arabic, doesn't mean that this is your land. It's the same thing in South Africa. You can say it's white people all you want to. It's not built for them, and the sun is showing them that every time they take off those sun hats, because they can't go outside without those hats and all that cream all over their body because they fry to death. So, but Morocco, my God, do they hate everything African. And you want to read some good translations? Whoa, buddy. I had to double check where Morocco was. I was like, isn't Morocco part of Africa? How are you talking about you hope that the sun comes and wipes Africa off the face of the earth? I'm like, bitch, that's you. You're in Africa. Like, I read a guy said that. I hope Africans wiped off the face of the earth. I'm like, you are Africa. So, yeah, it's...
I feel like we could quantify it. Now that we got AI, we could go through and determine the most racist nation. If we could go through racist intent, volume, who's a volume shooter, who does it in the clutch. Yeah, we need plus minus on racism.
I'd like to find out who's the most racist against everyone. Because the thing of Asians and Chinese, there's that whole Philippines, Vietnamese.
No, yeah.
They've got internal fighting. That's the whole.
Oh my God, no! And it's more like it's like when if somebody were to come from Europe and they're like just learning about college football and they're like, oh, Auburn and Alabama, they should like each other because they're both in Alabama, right? It's like, no, they actually hate each other the most, because they are close to each other. I was shocked to learn that Mexicans treat Ecuadorians like we treat Mexicans. Yep. That was everybody's got a Mexico, no matter where you are. I don't know who the Ecuadorians treat like Mexicans. Maybe it's the Mexicans, but everyone treats somebody like these uncultured, absolute brutes. Like they are the worst people.
It's there's a thing when I was in Dominican Republic doesn't want to be identified as black, but they're black.
No. Yeah, no. That is a well-known. No, papi. No black. Dominicano.
Yeah. But when you go to the islands, it's like, man, because when you go to Puerto Rico, I'm like, so he's Puerto Rican. Yep. And he's Puerto Rican. I've seen the same bloodline, same last name, curly blonde hair, blue eyes, light skin, almost white, and then darker than me, brown eyes, jet black, long, sleek hair. And I'm like, what is going on down here? And I'm like, hey, that's how it is down here. So they don't.
Dude,
they
we were down
there. Puerto Ricans, you get the lightest and the darkest and the mix in, but you go to Dominican, everybody looks black, but they no black, papi. I know black.
No black, papi. And here's the other thing is that, like, you ask a Dominican, are Haitians black? Yes. See, black Haitian. It's the same island. It's not even a different island. It's the same
once you start
island.
realizing that, you realize, like, oh, man, where's Haiti? It's on the other side of... Okay, all right, okay, what are we doing? It's the same island.
It's some real sneeches on beaches with stars upon ours.
I thought it was his own little spot. No, sir. Sharing the same street. Talking about, oh, no, not me. And I'm like, okay. So it's super. That's hilarious. I can't even...
No,
I remember I went to a dinner with my friends. Their parents are lawyers. The grandfather was a judge. They're ultra wealthy people. I had one of the best salads I ever had in my life. It was a truffle basil salad. I actually got the
Where was this?
Out here in Cherry Hill.
Okay.
This basil truffle salad. I still have the recipe. I make it like every 5 years when I want to impress a chick. It's divine. I got to get the truffles and do the truffles to make it act right. But anyway, they're going on a family vacation. There's 15 of them. And I'm like, oh, where are you going? We're going to Egypt, and we're going to see the pyramids, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. I'm like, oh, cool. You going anywhere else in Africa? As I'm sitting at a table with 15 people, all whites, all well-educated, all rich.
What do you mean Africa?
We're not going to Africa. We're going to Egypt. I said, yeah, Egypt's in Africa.
Yeah.
As we had a 12-minute debate, I looked at the grandfather, it was his house, the judge. I said, you seem like the kind of guy that has one of those globes in his office. Do you happen to be one of those guys? And he's like, yes, I do. And we traipsed upstairs to his office.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Africa. See this big thing here? Yes. Yeah. Egypt.
It's at the top.
Africa.
Yeah.
And they were all just like, oh, wow. I'm like, you don't even know where you're going. Rich people, boy. They pay somebody, book the tickets, and don't even know where you're going.
What does it matter? It's from the book. It's from the book with the pyramids. Africa is where you pay $1 a day to save a child's life. That's not in Egypt. Egypt has the pyramids. It's got the Sphinx. There's a tomb somewhere, presumably. You can wake a mummy. That doesn't happen in the place where you have dirty water and Book of Mormon takes place.
So you know what ended up happening?
What?
Once they realized they were going to Africa.
Stop it. They canceled the trip.
No. Extended the trip so they could go down to the safari and see the giraffes and the lions and all the things.
Well, that's good. You book some African tourism there.
Yeah. I'm like, because that's what my thought process. I'm like, oh, you're gonna go and do the other thing that white people love to do, put themselves in cages around dangerous animals. I swear to God, white people are only scared of black people. They're not afraid of anything else. They're kicking their kids off of bridges with bungee cords. They're sitting up there. A woman's got her dog. She sees a bobcat in a tree. And she's like, are you stuck up there, little buddy? And she's talking to the cat for 15 minutes. I'm like, that cat's going to eat you and the dog. Like, run. Yeah. Bears in their car. Oh, Billy, come look at the bear. The bear got in the car, Billy. Bitch, run. No, white people ain't scared of nothing. Little Tahim is walking across the street with a Snickers bar. I think he's got something on him, babe. I think he's got something on. It's amazing. It's amazing.
No, yeah.
But yeah,
I would cross the street. I would cross the street if a dude from the developmental league was walking in my direction. But if a lion was coming in the same direction, I'd be like, oh look, trying to take a picture for the gram.
Gotta get a picture. It's amazing.
What do you think about all the World Cup tourists coming to America and like I feel like we got a pretty good reputation wash over the last few months. Like everybody coming in, they love Buc-ee's, they love the South, they love the North, They love the West Coast. It's like everybody got a lot of love.
So one, they love food.
Yeah,
that's really the only thing they care about. They love food.
And I think what we have demonstrated is that we fucking own the world in food. Nobody can touch us like at all.
So when they're like, my favorite thing is, again, the Republicans like, see, they love America. I'm like, 80% of these games are being held in blue cities. Like, okay, relax. Secondly, the stuff in the South isn't all bad, especially when you're spending money. They want to show you the hospitality. I've been in the South where it's okay. I've also been in the South where I'm like, man, we got to go.
Yeah.
And in the place where it's highly populated where they are, they're like, oh, outsiders spending money? Come on in. Like, there's so many things where people in Alabama, and the one guy's like, they didn't even charge us for food our second night. Again, that happened to me when I went to China. So the food is what's got them.
Yeah.
Even the Buc-ee's. I can get beef jerky, brisket, a sandwich, a salad. So many people love Popeyes. I'm like, I get all this for $6 and you get biscuits. The one guy with the soda refills, they give you free refills. I can't believe you get free. That's what's shocking to me. I'm more shocked at like what other places in the world don't do.
That Europe is like a broken haunted museum where like it.
All these English people love Long John Silver's. I didn't know Long John Silver still existed in America. I'm like, where's a Long John? I haven't had a Long John. When's the last time you had Long John Silver's? Right? I can't remember. But they're sitting there talking about this catfish. How come this isn't fish and chips? This is fish and chips. And I'm like, you've never had catfish? I'm like, actually, what is fish and chips? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so the food is what's got them hooked by the balls. And then on top of that, they're doing things that other places don't do. They're in these parks drinking all day, cleaning up after themselves. China and Japan are cleaning up the stadium before they leave in their own sections. In Boston, they drank up all the beer in the whole city, except for Bud Light, because I wouldn't even take a shower with that. I drink everything. Like I've never seen Boston drank dry before, and I've seen many a St. Patrick's Day parade where they're literally throwing it in the rivers and throwing it in the bays up there, and they still have enough beer for everybody. So it's super impressive. But
I think that you actually hit on something. Is it kind of felt like, did you ever have like that kid growing up where like you were friends with him at school and then he like sleeps over and you realize like, oh, he's from like a really fucked up home. Like he's like really poor. Like he's like really impressed with shit that it's like you get cereal every day and it can be milk and not water. And it's like, and you're like, oh, my life is a little different. That's what it felt like to have the Europeans over here. It was just like you get free refills and there's air conditioning everywhere. It's like, are they treating you well? Like, is there like a worldwide, like global protective services? Like, I feel like we need an intervention.
My friend's kids, my friend was out visiting, and his kids are, the parents are bodybuilders running Ironman, and, they got the kids eating, would you like 4 kiwi slices with your breakfast? You've got 5 strawberries. And I'm like, he's 8 years old. Like, give him some sugar. And I'm like, you're going to send him to somebody's house. They've never drank a soda before. They don't eat candy. I'm like, so at Halloween, they go out trick-or-treating, but then they take the candy from him and give him, like, healthy alternatives. I'm like, you do know he's going to go to a party, get a piece of cake, and act like it's the first time he got pussy, and he's going to go crazy because you denied it from him. He's going to be hoarding freaking Coca-Cola in his closet like it's crack cocaine because he's going to be 14 and never had a Coke before. Like, you are setting these kids up for failure. Oh, no, they get to, have extra whatever. And I like... You portioned out his kiwis and made him eat 4 when he only wanted 3. He's 10. No, he's going to almost what you're saying, but it's almost the exact opposite too. Like you deny kids from something, and once they get the taste to it, like I don't know how these people are going to go back to America. That one white boy that had barbecue in Texas for the first time, like he looked like he was going to.
Which one? Because there was like a moment at the very beginning when they were first there. And it was like a Scottish guy and a Japanese guy. And like there's a moment where they eat the rib or the brisket and their brain, you can't fake the look that they have. No. And that's why they went viral. It's because like they have this moment where they're like, my life is a lie. Like I've been fed garbage and I've been told it's great and that it's important that I eat it. this has existed my entire life, and I want to like my brain is being rewired.
So there's one where these guys are, I don't know where they're from. I think they're from England, but they're like under 25, and they go to get soul food, and the black guy is like, no, not with the fork, and he like smacks their hand, like, put that down.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Just use your hands and eat it. And he's like, okay, and he's like, I don't need to cut it. As he picks up and starts falling apart, he's like, and then he bites, and his eyes just like a cartoon character, like,
yeah,
zing. I'm like, yeah, buddy. That's that good shit. Like you said, what do they feed you at home? Are you just eating gruel?
What is going on? There was one, I think my favorite. God, I'm gonna have to like go back and favorite all these because like I like there was just too many that came in at once.
It's so crazy.
There was one of a Scottish dude who stopped at like a Popeyes in the hood in Memphis, and just like hood shit was just ensuing of like like
that's the guy
big.
saying, and you get 2 free biscuits. Like he was
just big, heavy black dude pulling a piece out of his sweatpants. It's just like, dude. just like absolute, and like, and they were treating him well, and it was all fun and games and everything. But like, he was getting that level of an American experience. But my favorite was there's an Australian dude who comes to the Texas Roadhouse, and there's many things about it that I love. One of them is he mentions you get this free bread at the beginning of your meal. They love anything free that comes before. They're freaked out about because I guess everything costs something in the rest of the world. And he's like, it's the best bread you've ever had. It's like Subway bread. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on in Australia if the best bread you've ever had is Subway bread? Put a pin in that. Then he's like, they've got this thing where it's like a fried onion. And he's talking about the Texas Roadhouse version of the bloomin' onion, which was popularized by Outback, which obviously was not an Australian thing. It was Australian themed, but Americans just kind of assume that that's like the cultural delicacy of Australia. But we invented it in America. But he's like, holy shit. Watching an Australian have his mind blown by a bloomin' onion is fucking amazing. Funny. And then
You're in the Matrix at that point.
The cherry on top is he's like now I'm not gonna do the accent because I don't do a good Australian accent, but he's like, yeah, I know what you're saying, but you have to tip. And I'm telling you, you want a tip. At the end, you want a tip because they're right on top. They're bringing you everything. They brought me as much bread as you could just get peanuts. They just give you peanuts. You can eat as many peanuts as you want. You throw the shells on the floor. And he was like, it was like he had been like taken care of like a sultan. Like he had been given concubines. He had been fed an 18-course meal. Like that's the reverence that he was talking about a fucking Texas Roadhouse.
My favorite guy, I think he might have been German, was the runner who was running around Chicago. Oh, you didn't see that?
I haven't seen this one, no.
So I got to find this one. You'll find it. So this guy runs around Chicago, and he's running for like 5 or 10 miles, and he goes to the east side. They told me Chicago's the most dangerous place in the world. And he's just running, and he's got his like German flag on his back like a cape. He's running, and he's like in the suburbs, in the hood, and everybody's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, here for the World Cup, I'm running. So like kids on the stoop start coming out to talk to him. He's talking to kids on the stoop. Runs by. A grandma on the stoop. You want some water, baby? Give him some water. And he's like, all right, well, tomorrow I'm going to the east side. And then he went to the west side. Now, every side is dangerous, but like, I wouldn't let you go to the south side without me or another black person. Like, I'd be like, don't go to the south side. Like, I mean, you can get shot accidentally by a friend who's, loved you your whole life. Like, don't go there. Yeah. He's like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to the south side. And I'm like, oh man, the dream is over. Like, it's over. And I guess by then, Chicago knew him as the German runner man. Yeah. And old black dude rolls up, gives him $2. Here you go, kid. Like to his grandson. Hands him $2 out the window. They're giving him water. Meemaw made him a sandwich. He stopped and told him he would get out. Like, this dude might be able to solve crime in Chicago. If you just had him running laps. Like instead of cops patrolling, you just had a happy German guy running laps.
Just have Hans just burning shoe leather.
Oh man, I mean, and like I said, he had to start turning down stuff. He's like, I only have 2 hands. I just ate a sandwich and just had a water. And like I said, then the public coach just handled some money out the window. I'm like, oh, good for you, Chicago. Good, thank God you didn't kill that man because he was testing the limits.
I think America showed up. I'm very, very happy. I'm happy that everything was positive. We didn't really get a whole lot of negative
and the
stories.
Things that were negative, we suppressed them like we do everything else that's negative. Like the Egyptian team trying to sign a kid's ball, and the cops come over and start beating up the coaches. You didn't see that?
I didn't see that. No. What was that?
So
was that today?
It was like 4, 5, 6, 8 days ago. The Egyptian team, one of the
After
players,
the Australia game?
I guess.
That would be the one like 4, 5, 6, 8 days ago. Yeah.
So a kid standing there at the little barrier, and one of the players goes up to go sign his ball, and he lets the kid duck under the rope, and the family's taking a picture.
Oh, yeah.
The cop doesn't do anything about that.
Yeah.
His coaches are coming off the bus too because all the players, everybody's coming off the bus. They've got their lanyards on and everything. And you just see the cop beelining towards them and basically chokeholds the coach from the back and starts rushing to the ground. Everybody's like, what do we do? Like, the one guy's from, I want to say Iran because I'm being facetious about it, but like, they had their van raided and they confiscated all their stuff. One of the countries had their bus robbed where they stole all of their belongings and everything on the bus. They come out and their bus is just empty. I guess they went in to go eat and somebody just jacked their bus. So, there's America. I mean, we hid the hood pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we hid the stuff going on pretty good. But yeah, I'm in some of the hood streams where I saw a lot of the bad stuff going on. So I was like, but in general, it was all
by and large, it was a success. I mean, look, you're gonna every once in a while you're gonna get a Congolese super fan that can't get a visa. You know, like that's just a price of doing business when you're moving this many people around.
The girl from Japan that taped her whole body. And,
I didn't see that.
She was smoking hot. Everybody, my favorite thing was all the comments like, so I guess she's not going to the bathroom for 5 hours. I'm like,
I guess not.
She's not drinking anything.
All right, this is a misogynistic thought that I can share with you. Have you noticed that there's less shots during the game of just like obscenely hot, like smoke show women? Like, I feel like that's like a part of the World Cup that I've come to just kind of know is that because it's an international audience, which has more of a, like, let's just show the absolute, like baps out, like, just, like, everything hanging chicks. Like, I feel like there's less of that in this World Cup than there had been in previous ones.
So do you know why?
Why?
Because of the AI viral trend right before the World Cup started. There was
where every country they had like all the hot chicks that were AI girls from each country, and then like the bit at the end would be the one that the country you don't like, it would be some absolute you know disaster.
Yes, and then everyone started making that thing of themselves being in there. So girls are putting themselves in there, and then you click on it, and she's an OnlyFans girl. I assume because I felt the same way. I'm like, man, where's the shot of the like super hot chick with a nerd or 88-year-old? Like, where is?
Because usually what happens, it's usually in like the second half, midway through the second half, a team is losing or it's tied or there's a big moment and they cut to just like the 10 out of 10 super fan who is usually in insanely tight clothing because half these teams are South American where that's just a normal thing to do.
I mean, it's an American thing to do too. In the 8th inning in baseball, if it's 10-1, they're looking for the hotties. They are.
That's how Pam Anderson got her start. I think she was on at like some like Montreal Alouettes game or like Toronto Argonauts game. She was just like the hot chick on TV and somebody was like, put her in the movies.
Yeah, there was a girl from, she was at an F1 race, and she walked by an interview, and again, one of those necklace shirts that just covers the boobs.
Yeah.
6-foot Amazonian just walking deadpan. And boy, when she went viral, I was like, I have to find her. Like I was looking for her. Like, what does she do? You know what I mean?
So wait, do you think that like FIFA was affected by that? Because that's like a staple of their television product.
I feel like the virality of the AI and everyone doing it, and again, it feeding into directly linking to OnlyFans is something that might have conflated someone to say, hey, let's not do that this year. Because you're right. I didn't see it. I barely saw it. I think I saw it twice.
It might also be because there's more celebrities in the stands in America. Like there are people that are like international. If Brad Pitt's there and Brad Pitt is an international movie star, because these are all pool footage, right? What you see on television is what they're seeing in Morocco. It's what they're seeing in Japan. It's what they're seeing everywhere that has rights to the World Cup. It's not like different networks that are shooting this. So it's like you get a lot of like American celebrities. If an American celebrity like Woody Harrelson and Chris Rock are there and it's like, oh, we're going to see them, maybe they're getting the shot that would have otherwise gone to like a French supermodel.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of athletes. So yeah, like Joel Embiid was at the Brazil game with his family, with his wife and his son. So yeah, that might be it too.
All right, one last thing, and then I'll let you get out of here, and we can wrap this show up. We've waited until now to talk about sports because most of our fans don't give a shit about sports. We've talked about culture. Jaylen Brown, a Sixer. What do you think?
I think it's good for my blackness.
He's Kanye black.
Yeah, he's super duper black.
Yeah,
he is a Muslim. Like it's so funny because they traded him and they won't say why they traded him because it makes absolutely no sense. So
especially for what they traded him for.
Yes, they traded him for trash, and the GM is like, it was about money. The owner comes out because there's new ownership in Boston. It's not about money, and it's like, okay, well, which one is it then? The problem is that. Again, like I talked about before, he is pro-intelligence, pro-education. He was building a Black Wall Street in Boston, trying to help minorities in Boston rise up. I mean, that's pushing a lot of feathers.
I got to say, I hate the Celtics because I'm a Heat fan, and so I did not have a particularly fond thought of him. But now that he's on the Sixers, and I'm watching kind of all the clips of him streaming on Twitch and doing all that, and he was like responding to the commentary that he was out of Boston because he thought he was the smartest guy in the room, and he's like, all due respect to athletes, but that's a low fucking bar, man. I'm like, all right, he's awesome. I really like him. So, I think he's great.
Before he got drafted to Boston, he was primed to be my favorite player. Like I would have loved him because they were saying the same thing when he was coming out of college. Yeah. Oh, he's too smart. His rookie contract, he didn't get an agent. He did his own rookie deal.
Yeah.
So you're telling
me because the rookie deals are all the same, so why would you pay an agent?
Like, what am I paying somebody for? I can read. You know what I mean? And then he hires an agent and makes him take less than all the other agents take, and he's still at the negotiating table because he wants to learn how to do it. Yeah. MIT, NASA, Cal Berkeley. Like, yes, the dude's actually a genius. And when he was asked that question with a younger street interviewer, he asked me, he's like, oh, so, everybody says you're intelligent. What do you look at as intelligence? And he said, well, that depends. There is emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. There are artists who are intelligent. It depends on what you want to create. Are you a savant? Are you a musician? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to write a sonnet. I'm not a poet. So he breaks down like 20 different things. And he looks like he says, so which kind of intelligence do you want to talk about? And he's like, well, you've already shown that you're an intelligence. I need the question.
We've got you. Yeah.
So
yeah.
He's also anti-war. The new ownership is like Lockheed and Martin. They got a lot of stocks, and they give a lot of bombs and weaponry around the world, so they don't like.
But he would have stayed with Boston if they would have paid his contract. He was not taking a stand. He wasn't like kneeling at the center court.
He was talking about it on his Twitch stream to tens of 20s of hundreds of thousands of people that are fans. And if you sit there and you talk about, well, you know what? I don't like crack cocaine. And your boss is selling crack cocaine. I mean, I'm not the one selling the crack cocaine. I just work for a guy who's on the side. It's like in Breaking Bad. Yeah, my boss sells chicken, but apparently he's selling meth. Once you find out that he's selling meth, they're like, shut up, we sell chicken. You work at the Chicken Shack. You serve sandwiches. Stop talking about the blue meth. That's the problem.
So you think he was moved because he was becoming a problem to the villainous Boston Celtics?
Yes, because there's no other reason. When I say this to somebody, there's no other reason why. You traded him for Paul George, a guy who played 12 games the season before and 15 games the year before, and he's 36 years old and is an old podcasting loser who can't do anything anymore. You traded.
Well, not only that is they were like, oh yeah, well we paid it. We traded him for Paul George and 2 first-round picks, but like the reports from a couple months ago when they were trying to trade Paul George were like they would have had to give up a first-round pick just to get off his contract. So it's like, okay, you really traded him for 1 first-round pick, but the team's probably still going to be pretty good, so it's not going to be a great first-round pick.
So and they could have waited. Why didn't you wait? You didn't wait because the new ownership is literally sitting there saying, again, I don't like the things that this guy's saying. And that's why they had the smear campaign about, oh, he's too intelligent, he's arrogant. Because you can't say anything else. He's not in a club with strippers. He's not racing cars. He's not.
So you don't think that it was because the other argument would be it's a alpha situation between him and Jason Tatum, and that Jaylen Brown had a better than expected year. He was the actual alpha number one.
He said it was his favorite year.
Yes.
Here's the other thing, again, that reason doesn't fly. One, they actually won a championship together. Normally when that argument happens, can Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons play on the same team on a Supermax? Well, at some point, Ben Simmons flamed out. But if Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons both won a championship together, yes, they can win another championship together. And
you already saw him.
With a dude who had an Achilles and was coming off not playing for the whole year. So you traded the healthy guy for peanuts, and you're banking your whole entire team and legacy on a guy with a broke wing? Why?
Yeah.
Because the ownership said, get this Muslim Proverbs reading, intelligent MIT graduate out of here. That's why. That's the only reason why. Everything else is a fugazi, because every time you ask one against the other, they all lie. That's why I'm saying it doesn't make any sense. Ownership says it's not money. GM says it's money. The middle management and the media is like, oh, he's too smart. He's ruffling feathers.
I mean, that's the now they tell us stuff that they put out like right after, because they want to turn the fan base against the player.
The Eagles got rid of Deshaun Jackson. And till this day, the city hates one of my friends who's a journalist. And he reported that he was let go because of gang ties. Yes. He was originally from LA.
Yeah.
Now, people still hate my friend to this day for reporting that. He reported what the Eagles organization told him. Yeah. He wrote what someone from on high said. Now, did he ever get arrested or have any gang ties? No. Was he ever affiliated with gangs? No. Was he from South Compton or LA? Yes, and had like hood friends that had moved out with him? Sure. But he wasn't out gang banging. He's never been arrested for anything. Nada.
Yeah.
But they put that out there for the fans that are, again, more Boston than they are Philly. Like, oh, see, we had to get that gangbanger out of here. I knew he's too hood and gangster. He's out here thugging and bugging. Good riddance, he's gone. Well, then 3-4 years later, you're like, well, I thought he was a gangbanger. He still ain't done nothing to nobody. Oh, journalist, you made up a story about my guy. No, dude. Yeah. They needed enough of the fan base to hate him so they don't look bad letting him go. So that's the game that they play.
So you got to smear him out the door. Yeah. That's the game that is played. So you're up on the Sixers then, it sounds like.
Unfortunately, I am. I don't want to be.
I think it's a good team.
I haven't gone to I had season tickets. I gave them up 2 years ago. And I haven't gone to a game or bought a jersey in 2 years. I still watch them on TV, but I haven't gone since Josh Harris sat down courtside with what's the guy's name? Hewitt, Lovett. What's the guy who was with Epstein? Anyway, he's in Epstein Files, and he hangs out with the guy who is super duper in Epstein Files. So I'm like, nah, I'm out. You can't get no more of my money. Sell the team every day, every time I talk about Josh Harris. Sell the team. And he owns the Commanders now. He needs to focus on something. He's not a
rich guy. I mean, the best thing that you would want as a rich owner is that he hires people that are competent and he writes checks, and he's not afraid to lose money.
Well, he has finally hired people that are competent. I'll give him that. Yeah. Because up until now, they have been incompetent.
I like their team. I think it'll be interesting. It'll be very curious to see if the Heat can generate players out of no one.
Are you getting LeBron?
No.
I don't think so either.
He's going back to Cleveland. Everyone knows he's going back to Cleveland.
I don't want to go back to Cleveland. Okay, here's what the best thing for LeBron's career is to do. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
My love for LeBron James. I am Sixers and then Team LeBron. Wherever LeBron goes, I'm a fan of.
Okay.
If LeBron comes to Philadelphia, plays for 2 years, he's going to win a championship in the first or second year with this team. If he comes and stays the second year, he brings Bryce here. We give Bryce a nice contract. Then at 44 years old or 45, probably 45 he'll retire, so his third year, he takes his last year, goes back to Cleveland, and he does his swan song, and he does Mia Copa.
He's not going to go that long.
He's playing until Bryce gets in the league. Bryce doesn't come in the league for 2 years. He's playing at least 2 more seasons. I guarantee you he plays 3. No matter what he does, he's playing 3 seasons because he's going to play 1 this year. Next year's for Bryce, and then the third year's a swan song because he's not going to want a swan song Bryce. He's minimum playing 3 more years. He's putting up 20 points a game. He could go out like Vince Carter and just do 17 points a night.
But does he want to? That's the big question is, once you've driven a Bugatti, do you want to drive a Miata? Is he willing to be a guy off the bench?
I'm battling Jordan Knights. Now, all those guys are getting aged out, right? I'm battling them. The best thing I could do for my legacy besides championships, besides anything else, is the fact that in the playoffs, I threw an alley-oop to my son threw an alley-oop to me.
Yeah.
I played so long, my seed was on the court catching alley-oops for me and got to play in a playoff game beside me. Oh, I played so long, my second seed got to play in a game with me and catch an alley-oop from me and get an assist for 3. Like, Jordan's kids are crackheads and whores, losers, degenerates. They took the worst part of their father and maximized it. His sons...
One was banging out Scottie Pippen's wife. That was pretty fun.
Whoas! Jordan made whoas out here. What kind of legacy is that? Man, I played long enough that my son's cracking my best players. Right. That's terrible. But LeBron is not leaving for 3 seasons. He's got to see Bryce come into this league, get that contract, and then the next year he does the farewell tour. And he's not going to do that to Bryce. So that's what I'm saying. Come here to Philadelphia. We draft Bryce, and you leave him, and you go back to Cleveland, do your farewell tour all alone, and go back to L.A., make all your shows and your movies. That's a Hollywood ending. And Philadelphia, we ain't won a championship in 40-something years. Like the Knicks. How the Knicks are all crying because they finally won. If he brought a chip here, Philly will fight for his legacy to the end of time. It would help him.
You'd be leading the way.
Oh, my God.
You'd be at the front of the vanguard.
Oh, my God. Did you see Giannis on the live stream with the other punks? Live streamers be out here killing it now. Whatever that little loser's name is, I hate him because he used to be
Aiden
racist.
Ross.
Not Ross, the little Spanish white boy, whatever, with the glasses. We'll look it up afterwards, but he's a popular streamer too. But he used to be and all the time in his chat.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But he had Giannis in the car with him, and the chat said LeBron went to Cleveland, and Giannis was like he was freaking out.
Yeah,
like, no, is that real? And he's like, no, chat, is that real? Like, don't play. And he's like, oh no, it's not real. Like his eyes were like, it's a viral clip because he was upset. He's like, oh my God.
Oh, so the implication is that Giannis believes that Bron's coming to Miami.
Yeah, but he can't go there. Giannis keeps getting hurt. He's about to be like Joel Embiid. Like, dude, you're not playing. I wonder if that's
he's going to play and he's going to win, and the Heat are going to win 3 more championships. I don't want to hear anything. I don't know if LeBron can come to Miami because I don't know if he's going to be. Well, I would say this: if he wants the playing time, he'll get more playing time in Miami than he would in Philadelphia if you're running the team correctly. Like in Philadelphia, he would be filling in cracks and holes in a way that would be amazing to have LeBron be your third best, fourth best player, depending. Yeah. In Miami, he's going to be able to do more LeBron stuff. The question is how does that team make sense? Bam Adebayo, Giannis, and LeBron. Well, and then, I don't know, DeMar DeRozan is another rumor.
Well, I don't know how he does it, but they be pulling white boys from nowhere. They get white boys that can shoot. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
And then everybody's laughing at him. And then a month into the season, you're like, oh, wow, that kid can shoot. Why was he undrafted? Why did they give him away for like a second round pick 9 years late? Like he picks up
because I mean, look,
are...
number one, heat culture, hashtag heat culture, but they're very, very good at bringing raw hustle talent and making it into NBA caliber. Now, the problem is that you still need the stars. You need the stars when it counts because you need people that are going to be able to do it all the time, no matter what. Otherwise, and this has been the Heat's purgatory for the last 10 years, is that you have a lot of Max Struses. You have a lot of Duncan Robinsons. You have a lot of guys that it's like, if you're in a playoff game, they could get hot and hit 6 threes and then you're going to win, right? And you could win with a team that doesn't deserve to win, but you've got guys that can get hot at the right time. But it's not consistent. You're not going to be able to do it when you're playing against like multiple can do it every time they go down the court guys. And that's what they have now. They have Bam, they have Giannis. The question is they're spending so much fucking money on those two dudes. Like who else is on the team? Like you're going to have to find a lot of, poppies on Calle Ocho that can just jack up threes.
Well, let me ask you one question too before we get out of here because we've already ruined the end of the show with all sports talk.
I know, yeah. Everyone's so pissed.
Bam Adebayo gets 83 points.
The best.
Taking that over Kobe's 81 points?
Is it higher? Is the number higher?
It is higher. I was fighting for Bam because I have to suppress Kobe because the Kobe love has gotten so outlandish.
Look, my point was never to diminish Kobe in that. My point was to punish tanking. It is. I'm not here to say that Bam Adebayo should be listed amongst the great scorers like Kobe Bryant. I am here to say that the Washington Wizards were such a fucking abomination that we should hang that shame on them forever. We should hang Bam Adebayo broke Kobe's record on the tanking scourge forever because that's what it deserves.
I think that's what changed. They had to do it. So now tanking is done.
All right, last, and this, we keep saying last thing, but now we're actually enjoying having a sports conversation.
Yeah,
so
we'll never do it again. Last time.
We'll never.
First time, last time.
Trust me, this will never happen again. So somebody made the point that you should just change the draft. And the draft should just be reverse order from people who barely made the playoffs get the first pick. And people that were the worst teams in the league should be at the end of the first round. So you're still getting a first round pick, right? But with the idea being that teams that are flawed or figured something out late in the season, they should be rewarded. Like you should be getting teams that are competent, because this front office obsession that we've had that used to just be a media nerd thing and then became how everybody ran, which is just like it's all about the front office. And if the front office is the number one thing and the court product is second to that, then you're going to do dumb shit like, oh, we should suck forever. I mean, and Philly knows this better than anybody. They coined the goddamn term. Yeah. So it's like the process is suck shit forever, get enough good players, and then eventually you're going to be good. And that's not how you build lasting winners. Philly has found that out. They've been good, but they've never been able to get over the hump. If you are like punching above your weight, like, why don't you get the number one pick? And now you go from like being promising to good. Now you're like, oh, that team that barely missed the playoffs, maybe they're going to win the championship next year.
So I was going to call you stupid, but what I would say to that bodes well is if that happens to you enough times too, it also forces them to trade a couple of those good players because you can't afford to pay everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're just good enough to keep getting those high picks and you're loading up your team, yeah, you're going to get a championship out of it, but you're already going to have to break up the monopoly because you can't afford. It's just like having Harden, Westbrook, and KD on the team. You can't pay all three of them the max deal. So
they could have paid them at least one season. They traded fucking Harden to
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just it does make it hard unless you want to go for the luxury tax. My thing would be is stop rigging the lottery and just do the lottery legitly. because they cheat, and they've cheated for the lottery for the last 50 years. They've always prioritized larger markets, and they prioritize
you're into the conspiracy of like the frozen envelope and that shit.
That's not. It's real. Like it's 100% real. You know, when guys are out here tweeting beforehand that such and such is getting a pick, and then they get it. I don't. Somebody in the back room should have been tweeting, but they were. Secondly, when a certain team gets the same pick back-to-back years, like, oh, okay, because we want Boston to be relevant again, let's give them the top picks. Philadelphia, they literally said, look, we're going to give you these first picks, and then you're never getting another one again like this. And they did. They helped the process because they were tired of the process. And they were like, look, we gave you Markelle Fultz, we gave you Ben Simmons, and you screwed that up. That's it for you. Guess what we've been picking every time since? 15 through 22. No matter how good or bad we play, we're never going to, for at least another decade, we're not getting anywhere near there. So
you guys hit the last two, though. I mean, you hit Edgecombe. Edgecombe's a baller.
Edgecombe's good. And wasn't that we traded to OKC is a good player. So they've been drafting well. But I'm just saying, like, the Sixers had no business getting those two top picks like that. And then they
I am an honorary. I mean, obviously, I'm a Heat fan first and foremost, and I hope that the Heat win. But I am a Sixers fan in honorarium because number one, I'm already tired about the Knicks. Like, fine, good story, enough. Yeah. I just know we're gonna be watching fucking documentaries about that season for the next 20 years. Like they made 5 documentaries when they hadn't won in 50 years. You know how many documentaries they're gonna make about that one fucking championship? And I also just despise Boston. So, like, anything bad that can happen to the Celtics, anything bad that can happen to the Knicks, that is what I am. I hope that the Eastern Conference Finals is Philadelphia and Miami. That would make me very happy.
Can I tell you something about yourself?
Go ahead.
The thing that I've hated about you for the entire time that I've known you is never going to change. I'm going to die before you. But I'm going to make sure that when I die, I make a tape reminding everyone about how much I hate you. Because if I die after you, I'm going to be at your funeral.
Yeah.
Talking about your fucking hair and how dashingly sexy, ridiculous. Like
this old thing?
You go from an old sea Jew hag, a pirate back in 1846, sailing the ocean blue. Fast forward to year 40,000, and you're on some spaceship on planet Cayenne talking about, let's lead this revolution for old Earth 44. Bitch, your hair is disgusting. It's a piece of shit. And I hate the fact that, like, it's salt and peppered, and it never stopped being so luxurious. You look like a fucking Vidal Sassoon bitch with your perfect hair and your beard, and you look luxurious. And I've always
Can I tell you, this is actually...
and it makes me sick.
This is actually a funny story. So I got my haircut today, and it was a last-minute thing. It was a last-minute thing because I got a conference tomorrow that I got to go to. And so I got a dude that's not my normal person, and he's Vietnamese. And this dude gives me his whole life story. He's been cutting hair for 40 years. He was in San Francisco. Now he's in Austin. He opened 4 nail salons before COVID, and then he got shut down. Blah, blah, blah. He's just giving me the whole rigmarole. Spiel. But he's cutting my hair really well. And so I'm not stopping him. Like he's just going. So then at the end, he's like, oh, I'll make you look good. I'll make you look good. I will blow dry. I'm like, I don't blow dry my hair. Like I usually throw a little product in, good to go. So this dude blow dries my hair, and he's like curling it up so it, like, when I walked out of the barber shop, I shit you not, I looked like Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos. Like, it's just helmet blown out. Like he just, and he's like showing me on the mirror. He's like, oh, good, right? And I'm like, you want to know what? Fucking, I don't give a shit. I've already done all my on-camera stuff. Like, it'll be funny if Ashley walks in and she sees me. Like, I feel like I should get a gold chain and an Italian horn on it, and I should be like, you know what, T? I'm telling you.
See, I was thinking exact opposite. I was thinking, put a leash and a collar on. You're at the Dog and Pony Show now, baby. You got that, you know how they do them poodles and they take them out to the show, they just get them all furrowed out and slicked out perfect.
I swear, although now it looks good. It's calmed down a little bit. It's there. look, Owen, you're an absolutely beautiful man, both inside and out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hopefully everybody enjoyed the show.
We'll come back one time when Brian's back, and we'll be special.
We'll do a whole thing. You need to get back out to Texas. That's what really needs to happen.
I'll come visit.
You got to come back down. You got to get back
baby.
down here. You got to see the baby. Now. You got to see. Yeah, no, she's gonna be too soon, and she's adorable, and she will say your name. She'll wave hello and goodbye. She'll sit in your lap. She's adorable.
Tell everybody she's got a black uncle.
Exactly. It'd be terrible if we found out, if that was the moment we found out she's racist. That would be really bad.
So my friends' kids now they're not. I haven't seen them in. The last time I saw them was actually when I was out with you, at Trip to California. So now the oldest is 10 and the daughter is 6, about to be 7, and so they always call me Uncle Owen, just because they call me Uncle Owen, and they're looking at the family, and I'm like, I call my friend's mom, and his friend's dad, and like, is Owen really our uncle? And the mom looks at like, does he call me mom? Like, yeah, grandma. I was like, well, then that's Stefan's brother. That's your uncle.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And he's 6. They're Germans, so they're 6'4". Both my friend Stefan and his brother are 6'4", muscular bodybuilders at 44 years old, looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger's. And here I am, looking like Danny DeVito next to him. I'm like, we are twins. We are twins. It is the same difference. So it's just funny to watch the kids like, oh, I guess he is our uncle. Everybody's calling him. I guess he is. I can't call him.
Dude, we are so loose with uncle. Everybody is uncle. Everybody's aunt. Like, I don't know. I don't know whether or not that'll filter out or everybody will just be uncle and aunt. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's better. It's better for everybody to be connected to the child.
And it's also when, for me, as far as I'm concerned, when that happens, those are people that are tethered to my life, that we're like, literally, like, if I was shot, I'd stick my baby with you and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you're an uncle. Like, Justin, take the baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a man down. Take the baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those people they could be uncle forever. You can follow, you can call them whatever you want afterwards. But in general, like, these are my friends that are close enough that I would call them family, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And, in the black community, everybody's a cousin. That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
That's my cousin.
Yeah. That's interesting. Right. Yeah. Cultures where everybody's a cousin. Because Samoans are like that too. Everybody's a cousin in the Samoan world.
And it's oddly enough that a lot of that stuff is true. Like, there's so many people like where I'm like, oh wow, I'm related to that person. And my favorite story is, again, it's horrible, this is sports, but Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are cousins.
Are cousins, and they didn't know it until they were both NBA stars.
Yeah, and they were at a family reunion, and Vince was there, and Tracy's mom or aunt was there, or whatever, and they're like, why is Tracy McGrady's mom here? He's like, oh, that's my cousin such and such. And he's like, no. And so he calls Tracy. He's like, who's your grandmother? He's like, my grandmother's name such and such. I'm here with my grandmother. Your grandmother's my grandmother? And they're grown men finding out they're cousins. Like, it's crazy when that happens. Everybody's a cousin. Everybody.
Well, don't think too hard about that one, friends.
Nope.
Anyway, Owen, where can people find you?
I'm not even on the internet anymore. At OhDoctah on Twitter is the
what is the radio station? Like WIIP or whatever?
WIP. Oh, blackgritty.com still works. It links to all my stuff if you want to listen to sports.
Blackgritty.com.
Blackgritty.com. Or just
Owen, thank you for filling in. We will talk to you soon.
Good night.
All right. Until next time, friends, it's been a great night.